What's up, guys? I want you to think about every single person in your life who has ever told you these words. Be the bigger man. Just take a moment to think about who's told me that, what sort of person has told me that. I've just done that practice, and the people who came to mind are either women or massive pussies. Put yourself in this scenario. Let's say that you're in school and there's a boy in your class and he's joking around, he's punching you in the arm. It's just a bit of banter, bro. It's just a bit of banter. I fucking hate that. Quick side note, like whenever someone said to me at school, oh, just a bit of banter, bro, you're just being a dick. It's not banter, bro. Most of the teachers, especially the female teachers and the teachers who are men but who are massive pussy holes, would tell you, Sam, just be the bigger man, walk away. Just walk away, buddy. Go and tell the teacher will fix it for you. I'm here to say, fuck that. That is the fucking shittest advice that you could give to a young man who is facing adversity in that sense. You absolutely need to be able to defend yourself. You need to be comfortable inflicting pain onto another person who is making you uncomfortable, who is inflicting pain onto you. Because the reality of it is, guys, the world is full of fucking bullies. And guess what? If you don't know how to defend yourself, if you don't have the courage or the balls to defend yourself, you will continually be a target for this. It is unacceptable as a man to not have the courage to fight back. And I wish someone told me this years and years and years ago, because I probably wouldn't have been such an easy target. I say probably, I wouldn't have been an easy target for these types of people. You're not being the bigger man by walking away or telling the teacher. You're being a fucking coward. Now, of course, there are scenarios where you should absolutely walk the fuck away and remove yourself from the situation. I would say a good example of that is generally fights that happen on a night out, like a club or maybe a pub, because the reality of it is motherfuckers are crazy out there. You don't know what sort of weapon they may have, Just get the fuck away from that situation. If you have to choose between fight, flight, or freeze, always flight in that scenario. If you don't have the choice of flight, then you should fucking fight. But generally, avoid those situations. The problem is, in school, when you're consistently getting picked on, when you're consistently getting bullied, if you choose flight because you're the bigger man, guess what, bro? You're gonna see them again tomorrow, and they're gonna realize you're a fucking coward that's not willing to stick up for himself. And the thing is, if you choose fight, and even if you get your fucking ass beat, bro, they're not going to continue to pick on you. Because these types of bullies, these incredibly low value, just subhuman dirt people who decide to pick on people like that consistently, they don't choose someone who chooses to fight back. It's always the fucking cowards they choose, who are not willing to defend themselves because they're being the bigger man. That's the biggest cope I've ever heard. You're not the bigger man for being a fucking coward, man. I just got back from Muay Thai training, and there's this really sick guy there. He's actually a viewer of Hamza's channel. His name's Jack. Guy's just a textbook Chad. He's got such a sick aesthetic physique. He's trained lots of MMA, and he is incredibly comfortable with getting into fights. Now, I've been going to Muay Thai, and basically I've been going in to practice technique, and, blocking, throwing punches. And at the end of the sessions, they actually do sparring. I usually leave by the time we do some sparring, but today, I went up to Hamza and Jack and I said, all right, guys, I'm going to take off now. And they both looked at me and said, no, Sam, you should fucking stay for some sparring, bro. And I was like, little bit of resistance. I was like, oh, I want to go and do some work. I want to be productive. But a little bit of resistance, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just fucking do it. Because one of my goals I've wrote down for this trip in Thailand is to get over my mental block of throwing a punch or a kick at someone with the intent to inflict some sort of pain onto them. Because I have a incredibly strong mental block for that. Because constantly throughout my entire life, I've always been told, be the bigger man. I've been very, pacifist my entire life. Even if someone was punching me in the fucking arm, even if someone was tripping me, kicking me, I would always be like, oh, I'm just gonna be the bigger man. And the damage that did to my self-esteem when I was younger, going to school every day and constantly being a fucking kicking and punching bag for these fucking subhumans is significant. Like, as I said in my I thought I had clinical depression video, a lot of negativity compiled, and absolutely a part of that negativity which compiled me into having my mental breakdown was just this low self-esteem. There were many factors, but as a young man, like, you get punched in the arm, you get tripped over, you get, whatever, and you walk away because you're being the bigger man, that is going to destroy your self-esteem. You are admitting to yourself that you're a fucking coward. It is a lot better to do something about it and get your ass beat, because at least then you don't have this thought in your brain, this idea in your brain that you're just a complete coward. But yeah, I stayed for the sparring, and Jack's a really awesome guy. I was quite honest, I just said, like, I'll spar, but like, I have this really weird mental block to get over about just like throwing a punch at someone with the intent to hurt them. Like, even when I'm practicing technique, and my trainer's wearing pads and stuff like that, I still find myself holding back on my power, even with pads. So I told Jack this, and he was like, oh, dude, 100% like that. Yeah, that's his experience with like this, and it's actually quite common. Like, he's like, bro, we'll spar, I'm just gonna block, and you just fucking punch me with the intent to hurt me, like, just full power. He's a much bigger guy, so it's like he can take it. Obviously, I'm not that strong. So we sparred, and he had his hands up, and he was just like, okay, yeah, throw it. And I was like, I stood there for like 20 seconds, just like, are you sure? And I started to do it. Like, he was like, okay, just hit me through my gloves here. Jabbed him through the gloves, a few body shots as well. And we did that for a round. And to be honest, it felt really good and invigorating, because as I was throwing the punches, he was loving it too, dude. He was like, yeah, that's fucking great, keep doing that. That was really helpful to me, because before that I had sparred Hamza once, and Hamza, he was quite like hard on me in that sense. He threw like a decent bit of power. He's very imposing, bigger man than me, got a bigger reach, and I was still like very much so in the boat of like, I can't throw a punch, like. So it was a little bit discouraging to spar Hamza, and he fucking head kicked me, and quite hard as well. I didn't block it, and then we just stopped. So it was like quite a quick sparring session, and it sort of it didn't give me a negative perception, but I wasn't excited to spar Hamza again. But what Jack did actually really helped, because it allowed me to ease into the idea of like actually punching someone. And of course, the first time I sparred Hamza, we were still very early on in our training, and Hamza's much more advanced in MMA than me. He picked it up a lot quickly because he's been training boxing and kickboxing. So my technique when I was sparring him was very like poor. So my technique's very much so improved now. I was, blocking, and sort of blocking is like starting to become a little bit more natural to me as well. But yeah, that round of Jack was like really helpful for me. And then afterwards I sparred Hamza. We went for round 2, and this time we went for the entire time. Hamza laid off his power a little bit for me, which I really appreciate. I was actually able to touch Hamza a few times, which was quite good. And it was a really nice bonding experience as well. I feel like there's nothing quite like just trying to beat up your friends in a friendly sparring match. The testosterone level environment and the level of competition, that literally is like the driving force of masculinity. And it felt fucking awesome. I felt awesome after those sparring sessions. Hamza and Jack also did some sparring as well, which was really cool to see. Hamza and Jack were just in a complete flow state, and they were actually throwing like some pretty decent shit at each other. It was really fun. I can't recommend enough to you to join an MMA club right fucking now. If you're not doing MMA, for the love of God, type in on Google, MMA clubs near me, sign up to one, man. I also bought some new shorts from the gym that I go to. So I've got proper Muay Thai shorts now. But yeah, message of the video. Don't listen to "you're the bigger man" if you walk away, if you tell the teacher. You are not the bigger man, you're a fucking coward. And you will continue to get walked over like a piece of dirt until you get that through your skull. Of course, it's very early days for me. I'm not quite ready to start throwing hands at people. But the point is, I'm putting the intent into beating that mental block which I have. And I think you should do that too. All right, guys, sweet. Take care. Oh, I should show you guys my recording setup. It's so scuffed. I'm just like, I've put my chair on top of, and